since I have done a video, and I apologize. I will say I've been really wanting to get this particular topic out to you, and there never seemed to be the right time. And today definitely wasn't the right time. It's been a long day coming from a basketball game. My makeup's mostly off, but I don't care. I really want to get this topic out to you. I have other things I'd wanted to share, and I felt like this needed to come first. So today I want to share with you 3 things that I feel are really important as you are seeking a plastic surgeon. So for some of you, you've been following my journey because of a previous explant. For some of you, you followed some of my videos because of fat transfer to the breast. And so I don't care if it's those or if you're wanting liposuction, BBL, tummy tuck, facelift, blepharoplasty, doesn't matter. This pertains to you as well. So I'm going to try to be brief because I am holding this, I'm holding my camera. And I just wanted to get this done here. So let's go through the 3. Before we do that, I want to share with you the reason this came up is because I had worked for a plastic surgeon for, I don't know, between 7 and 8 months. If you watched one of my previous videos last year and a half ago, that's how long it's been, I think. I was working for a surgeon, and maybe I'll share more on that in another video, but by choice, I decided that particular place was not the right fit for me. But I learned a ton of things while working there, a ton. And I worked for a really, really excellent surgeon. I know I'm biased, but he is one of the top in Houston. So I feel like I have lots to share with you. So the 3 things that are important to look for when you're looking for a surgeon, number 1 would be, are they board certified in plastic surgery? So I had no idea before working there that you could be a skin doctor. So you could be a dermatologist. You could be an eye doctor. You could be an ear, nose, and throat doctor. You could be a doctor that has MD after your name and perform plastic surgery. I don't know about you, but that just does not sit well for me. So you'll see a lot of websites where they have great marketing and it says triple board certified and does great breast work or does great liposuction. And, you kind of get wowed into the website and all of that. But triple board certified in what? And I think it's important to be board certified in plastic surgery. What does that mean? That means that's what they did their training in. It means that they just didn't decide one day that they wanted to cut people open and do it. They trained for that. And so I'm not saying there are not great surgeons who might be a dermatologist and might be doing really, really well, but they better have a ton of experience and referrals. So let's move on to my second suggestion, which would be that they have a lot of experience in the specific procedure you're going to have. So there are a lot of people who will make a great recommendation about a surgeon. Let's say a friend of yours had a facelift, I don't know, a few years ago, and they were like, oh my gosh, you really got to see my doctor. Well, if you're wanting to have liposuction and that doctor doesn't do a whole lot of that, that might not be the best option for you. You want to make sure they're really, really experienced in that. I found, not only with the doctor I worked for, but in doing research for other surgeons, that you'll have some surgeons that are really good in 1 or 2, maybe 3 things, but not so great in these other things. And so you just want to be certain. So how would you know? Well, you'll ask those questions. So when you call and you're talking to someone on the phone, or you're doing an in-person consultation, ask them, how many of these procedures do you do per year? And make sure you're asking all of the surgeons that same question. The other way to know is looking at before and after photos. They should have a ton on their website of that particular procedure. If they don't, that's a red flag. If they have 30 pictures of breast augmentations and 3 pictures of BBLs, well, that's telling you they don't do a whole lot of BBLs or they don't do a whole lot very well. So just make sure that they have a bunch of photos. Another way is you could ask if they're willing to give you somebody who would be willing to talk with you, one of their past patients who'd be willing to share their experience if you feel really great about them, but they don't have a whole lot of photos. But they should. They should if they've been doing a lot. So that would be number 2. Make sure they have experience in the procedure you're looking for. Number 3 is, now you might be thinking, oh, Erica, make sure I feel really comfortable with this person. No, that's not what I'm going to say. So I remember when I was searching for the surgeon to do my explant, and I saw, I think 5 to 6 consultations, okay? Some of these paid, some of these unpaid. Drove to Austin, saw several in Houston and in Texas. And there was a surgeon I could not stand. Like, my blood boiled when I was in his presence. And so who did I go with? I went with another surgeon who I felt really comfortable with and had great bedside manner. I challenge you to think a little deeper, because sometimes we feel comfortable with someone for many reasons. Things on a subconscious level. They could remind us of somebody. Their personality is pleasant. There's so many things. That doesn't mean they are great surgeons. So I'm not saying don't listen to your gut, but I am saying go beyond your first impression, because they just may not be amazing at the procedure that you're wanting to have. So that's not what I was going to say. It's not, do you feel comfortable with them? So what I was going to say is, where are they doing this procedure at? So they could be doing it in a private, they could have their own private surgical center, or they could be doing it at a general hospital, okay? I'm not saying one's better than the other, although I have my preference. But what I am saying is, if they're at a general hospital, are they working with the same team? So you could be having the same team. Oh, I'm talking about your anesthesiologist, your nursing team, any techs, or you could be working at a hospital and having a different team every time you go in. I really think that's why I got burned in one of my previous surgeries. I believe I was burned in my leg, not by the surgeon, but by somebody else on the team. So I don't know if it matters to you if they work with MD anesthesiologist or nurse anesthetist. That may or may not matter to you. But I would want to know if they're used to working with the same team. And those are questions I never thought to ask until I worked for a surgeon. And to see when you work with someone who's used to working with the same team, things just flow right. They don't forget to do certain parts. Like in one of my previous surgeries, they actually forgot to do 2 things that I paid for. That was part of the surgery. I don't know how you forget that, but it happened. So ask, where's this, okay, if it's at a different surgical center, are you used to working with this team? How often do you work with this team? I know this sounds silly, but you should be asking these types of questions. I don't know about you, but I want to know that my team that's working together is comfortable with each other. So that's it. That's what I leave you with today. The 3 things that are super important to find out. Are they board certified in plastic surgery? Do they have enough experience in the procedure that you're wanting specifically? And who is the team that will be working on you, with you? And are you comfortable with that? And so that's it. That's what I'm going to leave you with today. I do plan on sharing some other things that are off topic of surgery. So maybe you'll hang out with me, maybe you won't. But wishing y'all a really good outcome to whatever you're seeking, if it is plastic surgery.